Bam. Okay, what's happening, good people? Appreciate you joining us. Hey, YouTube, gonna get to you in just a second. What's going on, urban intellectuals? How y'all doing? First of all, do me a favor if you're watching this. Right now, if you're watching this on replay, drop replay in the comments. Most of you are probably gonna see this on replay, so I definitely want to make sure that we engage our audience and see who is watching us later. We always appreciate that. Then also, I see y'all filing in. Let me know where you're watching from. I am in the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois this afternoon or this morning, still in the morning time. But I won't be long. I won't be with you very long. I just want to talk about something that I discovered today. But first, I wanted to hit this quick quote because I posted it earlier and I saw it cause some confusion inside of the comments, right? Folks are always commenting from their feelings and their emotions and not appreciating the information. But the quote says, Malcolm X didn't have any degrees and is still considered one of the greatest educated men to ever live, which is an absolute fact. But this isn't a slight against your degree, right? All that money that you paid to go to college, you don't have to defend college. It's not necessary. I am college educated as well. I have an undergraduate degree. I have a master's in business administration as well. I'm not offended by the quote because you, as well as I know, if you graduated from college, the moment you stop studying and learning and growing, that college degree is pointless, right? It taught you some things, but you have to continue to learn, build, and build on top of that. And a lot of that happens after college, right? Through experiences and through reading books, which Malcolm X was very astute at, right? Like a real serious, voracious reader, which is one of the reasons I'm a reader and I push reading not only on my children, but the children that are involved in the Sankofa Club or anytime they're getting near the Urban Intellectuals platform. So I just wanted to address that really quick. This wasn't a slight against you, those of you with your college degrees, right? That's wonderful. I think that is excellent to be focused in building on your education. Watch out for those loans. Hopefully you didn't get in trouble on that front. But it's still a wonderful thing to know that education lives outside of the university setting as well. If you're serious about leaning in and being dedicated to growing your knowledge and skill base, of which brings me to my point for today's discussion. I got my Olmecs and Mende conversation going on up here. I'm going to dive in that in just a quick second. Hey, I am involved in the 30-day live challenge. That's why I'm coming live every day. Trying to perfect this movement and work on what we're doing here at Urban Intellectuals in the process. You see, I'm stutter stepping with my stuff because I am actually learning on the fly here. But that's part of that education. But here we go with the subject matter that I wanted to discuss today. Let me make sure I can get this up correctly. Bam, there we go. I want to talk to you today about the Olmecs, right? And speaking of education, educating yourself, I ran across something today that kind of set me back about the Olmecs, right? And if you don't know, the Olmecs is a culture that dates back long before Christopher Columbus in the Americas, from South America through Central America. They've noticed and found these big Olmec heads. I won't go into the details on the history of the Olmecs here just yet. I'll save that for another discussion, but I want to show a quick connection. And the Olmecs date back thousands of years, by the way, right? Which is a Black and African culture. But what I heard today was astonishing to me, and I want to kind of try to make this tie. And my question that I had in the description was, what does the Olmecs and Sierra Leone have in common, right? What do the Olmecs and Sierra Leone have in common? And what's really interesting about that is I am, myself and my wife, we are dual citizens of Sierra Leone. So we have our American passport and citizenship, but we're also citizens of Sierra Leone, which is a very interesting situation to find out this new information, right? I don't know if it's true or not. Let me say that before I get to it. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is why education and the ability to research is important, because now I get to go down this rabbit hole and start to try to educate myself on what is the connection between the Olmecs and Sierra Leone, right? Okay, so as a member, as a citizen of Sierra Leone, it makes me excited. Why? Because my wife and I are actually Mende out of Sierra Leone. So what does that have to do with the Olmecs? Okay, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it, people. You know, you got to set things up these days. Let me jump into let me share my screen really quick. And I am, do I got the right one? Yes. All right. Bam. Okay, y'all can see that. Bam, here we go. Okay, so I come across this post in African History Group, and it's about the Olmecs, right? It's about the Olmec culture and people. I just want to read this to you, and then we can have a little discussion, but I'm trying to show you this tie-in, right? The African Olmecs. The Mende script found on monuments at Monte Alban in Mexico has been deciphered, and it is found to be identical to the Mende script used in West Africa. Afterwards, the language was found to be very similar and spoken by the Mende of West Africa, right? Turns out I'm Mende out of West Africa. So this is very interesting to me, and yes, I will be going down this rabbit hole and sharing the information. But it further goes on and says the similarities between the Olmec religion and West African religions. One of the most important connections made to show that the Olmecs were West Africans is the very strong similarity in race between the Olmecs and West Africans and the ancient Nubians. In fact, during a scientific conference held years ago, West African scientists identified Olmecs artwork and representation of Afrocoid peoples of West Africa, right? Interesting stuff. Again, I don't know if this information is true or not, but this is the beginning of the journey for me to start to go and find out. But I was absolutely blown away. I had always heard that the Olmecs were similar to the West African culture, but I never knew, what people, like what information to research, where to look. I didn't have any idea about where to start down this journey, right? And now I do. And it's really interesting to me because of the fact that my wife, my children, my parents, we're all Mende, my brothers, my sisters. So it's very interesting to go down this journey and to start to put together not only our history and our heritage, but learn more about this puzzle called identity on this planet, right? Because we know that our identity has been stolen. Let me drop this up here for you. Bam. All right. Transition. I need to take that down. So you can see here, I'm actually in Sierra Leone in this picture, and I took a picture in my shirt because I wanted to wear it because it was stolen identity, right? We have a stolen identity, and a people that are not from places that we're from, that don't have the backgrounds that we do and don't have the interest in our history and culture, have given us an identity, have given us a culture, has given us our history. So now we're going through the work of uncoiling all of the lies, the deceptions, and the misinformation in order to start finding out the truth. And one way that I did this, because I get a lot of people that ask, well, how did you find out that you're Mende? Where did that research come from? Blessed and good day. Hey, sister, how you doing? Oh, I hope I didn't mess up. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm still alive. All right, I'm still alive. I can't see the imagery anymore. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Hey, how you doing? Appreciate y'all comment. Let me know where you're watching from if you're watching this live with me right now. But anyway, we have a stolen identity that we have to uncoil, right? And for me to do that, I went to a company called African Ancestry. Y'all can look up AfricanAncestry.com. It is a Black-owned organization. I'm very good friends with the co-founder, Gina Page. She's a beautiful spirit, a beautiful woman, and mind that is serious about reconnecting us with our identity, right? So I not only did the test for myself, my wife, and my family, but we found out that we're from Sierra Leone and we're Mende out of Sierra Leone. This is that connection of how I got there. And I brought up our picture of dual citizenship because we went with African ancestry to Sierra Leone and got our history and our understanding right. I just want to share a little bit about that journey. That was my mother up there. This is us doing tie-dye there in Sierra Leone. This is us at a tasso ceremony where we actually saw Sister Carol is a beautiful spirit, but she's also Mende. But this was us on that journey over there during all of that. This is beautiful Salone, sweet Salone, as they say, some marvelous pictures and background. But I love getting this raw. This is my dad here taking a look at my passport, right? My Sierra Leone passport, because now that's what we have. That's what the first time that he saw that. This was me posting African ancestry, and you can see that we are Mende, right? So this is us here at Bunce Island, which is the point of no return for many of us on this part of Africa. This is us with the mayor of Freetown there in Sierra Leone. It was a beautiful experience to go over there. These are lovely ladies at River Beach number 2 there in Sierra Leone. It's one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. In fact, it was ranked number 3, the most beautiful beaches in the world. This place is absolutely gorgeous. The waters, the sand, the people, the mountains, the scenery behind to the your left of these women is absolutely spectacular. You definitely have to go and experience it for yourself. Africa is not what everyone is claiming it to be. Not only does it have all the world's minerals and resources, this was us about to get our dual citizenship there in Sierra Leone at the immigration department. There's another picture I want to show that I was looking for. Specifically, that was some of the currency. Good brother Hapson, excellent young man over there. This is us at Bunce Island. This is, again, the door, like the door of no return. But the artifacts and the dungeons and the castles and all of that in Sierra Leone wasn't maintained over the years like you see in Senegal, like you see Senegal at Gorée Island, or like you see in Cape Coast there in, or Elmina there in Ghana and other places along West Africa. They were kind of, left in ruins, right? It was never upkeep, which I wish they really would have. But nevertheless, this was a powerful scene of all of these Mende people returning home, right, on this sojourn to reconnect our history, our culture, and our people, right? To find out where that grandmother was standing on these shores in Sierra Leone before being shipped westward to the Americas, right? This brother here was an amazing tour guide. Oh, come on. I went to something else. Okay. But this brother here, damn, where is he at? Here we go. This brother here was an amazing tour guide, and he shared something with us that I had never heard before. Have you ever heard the origin of the term motherfucker? Right? Excuse my language, as they say, but I just want to be truthful with you. The term motherfucker came from situations like this that we explore here in Sierra Leone. This is Bunce Island. This is where the castle, the door of no return, all of that will be prevalent. But these sadistic individuals, right, that captured people, shipped them across the water and sold them and turned them into chattel slavery. These sadistic individuals used to force the children to have sex with their mothers. And this is where the term of the origin, come here, you little motherfucker, right? Because literally they had them having sex with their parents in order to breed and continue having children and to embarrass them and break the community and the people, right? How sick and sadistic do you gotta be? So this brother here said, if you ever want to start a fight with somebody from Sierra Leone, call them a motherfucker, right? And I've learned that term and I've exercised that word out of my vocabulary to the best I can, but I found that to be fascinating and sickening. It's just sickening all at the same time. All of this is sickening, right? Anytime people would do something like this to an individual. This is a little island, Bunce Island there off of the coast of Freetown. these are sick people. I still got my bracelet on, right? My Sierra Leone bracelet from this journey in April, excuse me. That's the wife and I there at Bunce Island. Right there at the point of no return. We know that there was a great grandmother that stood on these shores, both hers and mine, and that were taken from their homeland, right? It hurts a lot, but this is how we start to repair and to figure out our history and our culture. I'm trying to get out of this. Bam. Okay, so that's us with our passports, right? After the ceremony, stop sharing the screen. There we go. And I wanted to bring back up the Olmecs. There we go. Bam. Oh, okay, y'all can't see that yet. All right. I'm still getting used to all of this, but it's a fascinating story, right, to find out. Now, I know the history of the Mende. I know a bit of the history of the Mende, right? I know that they were excellent rice farmers. I know that that's why these sadistic individuals sailed the Cape of Africa and went specifically into Sierra Leone to steal these individuals and take them to South Carolina, right? So a lot of Mende are Geechee, are in South Carolina, in that area that were started off in that area today because of rice farming. And that was like the key crop there in Carolina at the time, right? But then to find out the connection between the Mende and the Olmec is really, really interesting as well. But I know going before the slave trade, right? Before all of that kicked off, the Mende were probably part of the Malayan Empire, the Mali Empire, right? So you think Mansa Musa and that empire, they were actually called Mandi, right? So there's just a little bit of change in the wording. And this brother that I referenced in the history, right, when he was talking about the connection between the Mende religion and the Olmec religion, and then the Mende language and the Olmec language, and all being similar, then he even threw in Kemet, right? He kind of mixed that in there, right? But then you find that there is a Western movement out of Kemet going west, right? When the Arabs started to come in, the invasions of the Europeans, it started to push the Nubians and the Kemetic Empire out, push them south and push them westward. And these are the individuals that you find over in Mali and starting to build that culture and mindset out there, right? Very interesting stuff. I'm still kind of tying it all together. I've learned that Morocco is a part of the problem because Morocco invaded Mali in order to break up that dynasty there in the late 1500s, right? Like 1591, which is 100 years after the Moors were defeated in Spain, right? If you think about the Moors ruling Spain and Southern Europe for 800 years, 711 AD into 1491, that was kind of like the fall and the demise of the continent as a whole, right? As we lost grip and control over it to the Europeans and the Arabs, right? Like, just call them what they are, right? You can call themselves Egyptians. They can say whatever they want to say right now, but when it goes back further, these people were not in these areas at the times that they claim. I'll leave it at that. I'll let you put that puzzle together. But it's all very, very interesting. So now the Olmecs is going to send me down another rabbit hole of learning and education. And I just wanted to get right back to where I started with the Malcolm X quote, right? Right back. He's one of the most intelligent people on the planet despite not going to school. I'm not reading the quote. I can't see it. I ain't got my glasses on. But the point is, educating yourself is critically important, especially for people who have been miseducated like we have on this planet. I was reading yesterday from Black Power, the Politics of Liberation. You can go check that live out. I'll probably do some more reading from that soon. But we're piecing all of this together because we've been intentionally miseducated, right? We were talking yesterday about the assimilado, right? Basically, Frantz Fanon, right? Black face with white eyes, that conversation there. But we have a lot to unpack and unwind, and we have to do it sometimes outside of formal educational settings and be like Malcolm X. And don't be afraid to pick up a book and educate yourself. Don't be afraid to go down the rabbit hole of history and educate yourself. And let me tell you something. You better damn sure make sure that you're educating your children historically and culturally, because the stuff that they're picking up in school is absolute rubbish, right? It's not doing anything with feeding the souls of the global African community and not bringing us together. It's just forcing us, or slowly getting us to concede that assimilation is the only way that we can survive on this planet, and it's not, right? So I dare you to challenge that thought. I dare you to read about the global African work that's going on in the diaspora and unify with the community. If you go back a couple of days, I did another live on a sister who has no cultural history or understanding and allowed her white boyfriend to call her his slave, and she called him master. But this is what happens when we don't instill our history and our culture into our children. They are easily going wayward, and it's not looking good, right? These individuals have proven for hundreds of years that they have no good intent towards us as a community. And that doesn't mean every last single individual that's either Arab or European is out to get us, no, or has ill will towards it. It doesn't. But it means that we better be wise enough to start to unite with ourselves and to do for self. That's my challenge for you today. Saturday, I'll be back tomorrow with another live. Not really sure of my topic just yet, but I'm enjoying this space and enjoying these conversations. Hopefully you are as well. Until next time, good people, you know what it is. Love, peace, and Black power.